you set an alarm?
No.
God.
Oh, hang on, what's this? Okay, we have just received an email saying that the WWE Extreme Rules has just finished.
Oh, sweet. You get email on your phone. That's awesome.
It is quite good.
And that can only mean one thing. It's time for the British Fist Extreme Rules review. NJ, British Fist, please.
Yo.
I am Daniel Parkin, of course. This is the man, NJ.
What's up?
It's shut up now, isn't it, by the seams of things? R-Truth's heel turn.
Not using that.
Anyway, yes, so Extreme Rules review show. As you can tell by our reaction here, it wasn't the best start to the show. But NJ, where can these people subscribe to us? Of course, they can also like us by clicking that like button and comment down below their thoughts. And where can they also contact us?
In the links in the description box below.
Dead right, NJ, in the links in the description box below. Anyway, we started off with this pay-per-view with a very unexpected match in Randy Orton versus CM Punk in a last man standing match. This can only really mean one thing. NJ, get the duvet cover out. This should be a last person sleeping match.
And while he's asleep, I'm not one of the people that think he's too boring. He can build up in a not so good way. I'll give him that. He wins all these matches, especially against Punk.
Punk.
Yeah, Punk he actually did really good in this match.
He did actually do pretty
Thumbs
good.
up Punk.
I was very impressed with Punk.
He did one thing that I really liked. He had a chair up all his neck, pushed him into the turnbuckle.
Yeah. But Nexus were banned from ringside, which meant that the whole idea of the Nexus coming down wouldn't be there, which is a bit disappointing in my opinion. I wanted to see Nexus interfere.
And as soon as the general manager came to interfere in that match of all matches, whatever, I was like, oh dear, the match is set in stone.
Orton's going to win. No one in the world would ever think Punk's going to win this match, really, would they?
I had small hope because, again, even with Nexus out the way, he still had the advantage of weapons, his smart brain that Orton seems to tackle.
And the weapon use wasn't too bad in this match. I was expecting not much weapon usage, but there was a little bit of weapon usage, which was good.
Talk about the weapons, they chose the stick of all weapons just because it's lighter than the other weapons. Yeah.
We also had an RKO on the announcers table, and the match itself really did have a feeling of a rivalry which was coming to an end, didn't it? If you know what I mean. And it ended, Orton won, of course.
I'm going to say that they should have given it to Punk, really, just because Punk needs to start looking stronger.
Yeah.
Because if he starts to look stronger, maybe he wouldn't want to leave.
That's a good point, NJ. Good thinking there. Maybe WWE should hire you. Hire NJ, WWE.
But they screwed up and made Orton win. What's that going to achieve?
Yeah. For the finish, we had the RKO off the top rope. Again, an RKO usage, which is just getting boring now. Orton wins, of course, and this rivalry has now come to an end.
But
thank God, in my opinion.
In the last month's time, I was thinking, not a punt, not a punt, not a punt, not a punt.
At least we didn't get that, did we?
No, we didn't get that good.
Thank God.
But
no Nexus really weakened it for me.
It did, because they should have had more involvement in this pay-per-view, because they're still a dominating team that could be used to go for the tag title, to attack other wrestlers, but no, they were banned from ringside.
Yep. And then we had, unless you have any more opinions on that, we'll go on to the next match, shall we?
Yeah.
Alright then. So next up we had a but we had Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston in a Let's Take the US title to Raw tables match. And of course, as we predicted, Kofi Kingston won. The way he won it was a bit anticlimactic though, wasn't it? He just did that.
I'm going to quickly go through this because I was really random about this. Sheamus was outside the ring, Kofi was climbing up the top rope.
Yeah.
And instead of climbing towards the ring, he climbed towards the ladder thinking, oh, I'll be safe on the table.
Yeah.
I'll be safe here. Where's Kofi?
And that's pretty much how the match finished now. So we got the mid-card belt to Raw. Do you think this could open up Sheamus now for a push a main event heel on SmackDown, do you think?
I think he's going to be angry with that, so it's going to start pushing him heel kind of way to the top.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty straightforward match. It was just a half-decent match with a title change that needed to happen.
I think Raw should have been with the Intercontinental back in the day when it was on Raw.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. We then get an R-Truth backstage interview, which was okay.
Yeah.
Shut up!
He actually got his point of that. His character changed. He was really angry about stuff. So I give him that. He actually did do his point.
I totally agree with you there. And he made Todd Grisham, who apparently I look like, according to some people on YouTube, made Todd Grisham look like a rightful. Thank you.
That didn't do good.
Yep.
No.
But next up, we had the match, which I like to call the entertainment match because it wasn't really going to be a great wrestling match. We had Jerry Lawler and Mr. Jim Ross versus Michael Cole and Swagger. And what did Michael Cole come out wearing?
Other than his pajamas, bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap. Really?
Bubble wrap.
Really?
Bubble wrap.
Really?
Bubble wrap.
Okay. It was a country whipping match. I didn't mind that little gimmick. It was a nice little addition. It was something different, but it was a bit stupid.
It was, because they came down with the weapons. Instead of having to do it in the olden weapons, they had to get it from a hook.
Yeah.
Sorted. They had it already with them, which I thought,
yeah,
man, it's a normal tag match, but with a weapon.
Yeah. And again, we get the average Cole cutting a heel promo, and then the match itself, it was basically Lawler versus Swagger doing the wrestling, and then Cole versus JR doing all the entertainment, gonna kick your ass kind of stuff.
Lawler was the one who actually removed the stupid bubble wrap and actually started whipping him. And Swagger, well, I don't think he played as much good role. He looked pretty bad in that match.
He did get low blowed by JR, meaning he looked bad, and then Michael Cole did the most ridiculous roll up to win the match.
Well, now that's basically equals.
Yep.
Rivalry continue.
Yep, and this is the one rivalry we do not want to see continue.
Again, I still think, to be honest, it's still leading to King leaving, but he's not leaving at this pay-per-view.
Yep. But anyway, that was that match. A country whipping match of all matches. There was a lot of whipping in it, apparently. There was a lot of whipping. I was
surprised at that.
Yeah, because, PG era, you wouldn't think you'd see that,
And you wouldn't see a whipping in a whipping match. No.
Definitely not. Not even Irish whipping.
No,
might as well ban that from the PG era. Anyway, next match we had was I was kind of looking forward to because of the build-up. Was Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, I don't know about you, NJ, but I thought the pre-match promo was very good. It reminded me of the old WWE days when the pre-match promos used to be very, very good.
It built Cody up well. It looked good for Cody. And of course, they have to make Rey continue looking good.
Yeah, and the great thing about this match is they actually went into the crowd and backstage. How long is it since we've seen that from WWE?
Backstage.
Yeah.
That takes me back to the good days when they did do that.
It takes me back to hardcore title days.
They did, it did. And the thing is, backstage, it could have finished there because there's some good moves backstage. I thought this could be a good place to finish.
Yeah. But, what happened we had Mysterio doing a Tajiri impression by spraying mist in his face. That was very good, actually, MJ. Very good. And that led to him hitting the 619 and the splash combo to win the match. So, of course, the usual face ending the match occurs, but we still don't like the decision of making Rey win, as we feel Cody Rhodes needs the win and needs to push to go further up on SmackDown, which is very much lacking in main event heels at the moment. Wouldn't you say? This could have built him up a little bit.
My basic expression tells a story. You made Rey win, and I'm like, no. That's it. That's all I need to say. That's it. No.
At least the front row got their weekly paper bags.
Yeah, I still haven't got my one, but
tell them to send it to you in the post. Go on WWEshop.com. They might be selling them for a couple of cents.
I'll do that.
All right then. Well, we'll go check after the review then, shall we?
Yeah.
All right then. Fair enough. Right. So after that match, Michael Cole returns to his coal mine. At least it's not a royal coal mine anymore. After that sham of a wedding went over, saying how he was great. He's 2-0 now. He's 2-0. Brilliant.
But
no one gives a shit.
Still was in his wrestling gear. Yeah. He didn't get himself cleaned up or anything. He just came as a total mess.
And can I just point out here, the start of the pay-per-view was incredibly slow. Very, very slow. I could not really get into this pay-per-view until this match. Would you agree with me here?
I think it's started to get better.
This match that I'm pointing at on the screen. Michelle McCool versus Layla. The match itself was okay. You had Michelle McCool and Layla going at it pretty well, despite the fact we knew that Layla was probably going to win it because Michelle McCool was leaving WWE.
Stupid spoilers.
Exactly, stupid spoilers, but there you go. Layla, it was actually a pretty good match, and Layla wins via a roll-up. The second time tonight a roll-up has won the match.
But I think Layla is not going to come out strong just yet. She needs that build-up. So I think her doing a roll-up in this particular match, fine, good.
Yes.
She needs to start off looking a bit weak and then build up to being stronger.
But speaking of built up, what happened at the end, NJ? Inform the YouTubers what good shit happened after this match.
After the match, you see Michelle not even attempting to leave the ring. She's just there crying. And suddenly, music hits. It's music we haven't heard before, so we're thinking, aha, it's time for the debut of Awesome Kong.
Otherwise known as Kharma, but we're going to continue calling her Awesome Kong.
That's who she is.
It's an awesome name. The Miz could learn something from that woman. But anyway, she comes down, makes her big debut. Finally, this was one of the biggest reactions of the night got from us. We finally see Awesome Kong debut in and kicking Michelle McCall's ass. To predict with one move.
The thing is, as much as Michelle McCall knows what she's like, she was begging her not to do anything. She could have at least just rolled up the ring. But she said to go.
To be honest, she was also begging Layla, so you know.
Yeah, so I don't know why they made Michelle McCall to go from up here down here.
But it's so good to finally see Awesome Kong debut after we heard rumours that she was going to be debuting at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think this is a good Extreme Rules, Extreme
McCall.
Yeah,
Extreme debut. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes sense.
Then we saw a great shot of the Barbie Divas looking on
that
screen.
Awesome finish. I'll give her that. She's got one awesome finish for a diva.
But they look scared, don't they? Them divas.
Yeah, but I think Beth Phoenix. I'm looking forward to see if they do build up Beth Phoenix.
That would be a good rivalry, Beth Phoenix versus Awesome Kong.
Hang on, Michelle's on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't go to SmackDown.
But anyway, that was a half decent match. We have, and of course, it was a no DQ, no count out, which was totally pointless.
Yeah, they didn't really do much with weapons or anything.
So now Michelle McCall has left WWE. Don't know why. But then after that momentous debut, we had Christian versus Alberto Del Rio in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And before this match, didn't I say Edge would come out at some point?
Yes, we did say that.
Yes. And we had the Edge retirement promo build-up for the match. Let's save that for the end of the match, NJ.
Okay, that's fine.
We had Christian hit a spear. More momentum for Edge.
Spear!
And then we have Brodus Clay interfere. And then Alberto Del Rio goes to work on Christian's arm. The match didn't have many highlights. It was a good back and forth match. We didn't have too many highlights.
They did a Money in the Bank ladder laid out, like what they did.
Yeah, but they botched that.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a half decent match between the two. Why are you telling me to? And then Edge comes out in a little sand buggy car and distracts Alberto Del Rio, who gets pushed off the ladder by Christian, I believe.
On top of Rodriguez.
And then Christian gets the belt. And my first reaction to this is, thank you very much. We're finally seeing Christian win a main event championship. But I know your reaction was a bit different.
Poor Alberto.
Yeah. To be honest, he has been booked to win the title for the last 3 pay-per-views now, and he hasn't won it, which is a bit unlucky for him. But I'm still glad to see Christian win after all these times. He wasn't considered a main eventer. It's a very momentous occasion for him, and we had Edge come out predictably at the end and start, clapping him and stuff.
I'm just saying, we're going to see now their rivalry continue, and maybe Alberto getting the title back, dropping back to Christian, dropping back to Alberto.
Because Alberto's on Raw now, so you won't be seeing that.
No,
brother, you will not be seeing that.
That's good, because obviously, as much as they did have an okay chemistry together, it's good to see what happens next.
Yes.
Now we haven't got the world title on Raw, which I'm...
So, overall, I think it was very predictable because of Alberto Del Rio going over to Raw that Christian was going to win it. But what did you think on the overall match itself and the outcome and the story? Again, they actually managed to tell a good story in the ring. It actually went for a decent amount of time.
Just like the rest of the pay-per-view, I was like, I think it's just because the rest of the pay-per-view was boring me. I don't feel much of this.
Yeah. But at least it started to lift here a little bit, would you say?
Started to.
Yeah. But they at least had enough time to tell a story in the ring, which was a decent addition.
The reason I'm smiling right now is because the next match. Yeah, it did.
I could not hear a word you said then, NJ, even though you said it out loud.
Yeah, basically, I've revealed the secret to my friend Dan. It's the next match that got me smiling.
Yeah, thank you very much, NJ.
Yeah.
The next match, well, first, before that match, we had a bit of tension between A-Rye and Miz, didn't we, in the backstage area, thinking something might happen. Nothing did in the end, but, it's still a little bit of teasing there between as A-Rye and Miz broke up. But then we got onto the surprise match of the night, which was the tag team match between Big Show and Kane versus, no, not the Core, no, not Nexus, but Wade Barrett and Zeke. And I will correct myself there. I did say the Core. I meant Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel. they faced Wade Barrett and Zeke, which was a bit surprising, but it's good to see a different tag team, would you say?
Yeah, because this match, I'm saying, is a bit of a weird pairing. I know they're in the core, but we have Wade already a champ, and Zeke, yeah, he had that thing with Big Show weeks back. That slid away, that disappeared, and it became more of Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. So I'm saying this was a bit random.
And it also was a Lumberjack match, which is basically another term for, get all the jobbers that haven't really appeared on TV much, apart from Santino, of course.
And Justin Gabriel.
And Heath Slater. And get all the jobbers on there to do something on TV, make them work for their keep, basically.
And there was someone in a cowboy hat.
Who was that? I don't remember that.
Oh,
you have a keen eye, NJ. Maybe we need to make more use of this.
Could do
NJ's keen eye moment. Someone wore a cowboy hat, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, this match didn't go on for too long, but it was okay. You had Big Show and Kane retain, which is probably the main thing.
That was it. Big Show and Kane attacking the Lumberjack. That was fun. I was like, yeah, it's what we want to see.
Yeah. And as you'll see from my reaction video, NJ loved this very much.
Then a choke slam. I think it was Big Show was in the ring with Wade.
Yes.
Zeke, he didn't want to Zeke. No, I'm going to finish this.
Which is teasing more breakup from the core as well, isn't it?
He did.
Barrett tags himself in and Zeke didn't like it, and then he pretty much lost the match for the core. So
Big Show knocked him down.
Yeah. But for a surprise match, this wasn't bad.
I gave it thumbs up.
Oh, you would. It's Kane. Kane was involved.
Yeah, and plus, I think, again, like I said before, him and Wade, I personally think, have some kind of chemistry there.
Yes. And we also got a big Lumberjack brawl at the end, in which Kane and Big Show dominated two more jobbers.
Yeah, no, in the ring.
Oh, it was cool, wasn't
Justin
it?
Gabriel and Heath Slater came in. They got chokeslammed down.
Sorry, I don't mean jobbers. I mean potential jobbers, but mid-carders for now.
They're getting a bit messed up at the minute, so they need to branch off their own.
Yeah. So overall, that really lifted your mood up a bit, didn't it, for the main event? Which do you want me to talk here, Andrew? Shall I start? Shall I talk?
Start.
Okay. Yeah. We had in our main event, as we all know, the WWE champion, The Miz, versus John Morrison in a steel cage match, triple threat steel cage match for the WWE title. And this match, I didn't think was too bad, but there were parts of this match I was thinking, just come on. Morrison messed up a couple of his spots.
That's what I was saying. He had few chances there. He could just drop himself and win, but no,
he didn't. We also had we saw a Starship Pain from the top of the cage as well, which was good. But you're thinking to yourself, why didn't you just climb away? But I suppose he was going to have a couple of spots like that in the match, which I'm glad to see, because that's what we want to see from someone like Morrison.
And of course, Cena does his fast moving around the ring. That was of course going to happen.
Yeah, but we have an R-Truth interference as well, which was a good highlight for me. R-Truth comes in, stops John Morrison from winning the match, and then attacks him and Cena, which you were liking, weren't you?
Yeah, when I saw him attacking Morrison, I thought, okay, this is not great for Dan. But when he attacked Cena, I was like, ooh, could be interesting.
It's because you hate Cena.
It is one of those reasons.
Please, before I go on to this next week, could you please brace yourself, because NJ might just burst. After that, we had a Cena and Miz little fight, and then Cena, FUs, or AAs, or whatever the fuck you want to call it now, Miz off the top rope, and then, wait for it, wins the WWE Championship.
Fuck Cena! This is bloody rubbish! What the hell is that gonna achieve? You got Shivered Cena as the freaking champ once again. Now what's he gonna do with it? What's he gonna do with it now? What's he gonna do with it now?
Is it alright for me to come out now?
1 minute. I haven't got any monster left, which is a big shame for this review. So I'm gonna drink some Coke in a green cup.
Oof. After that tirade, I think you can pretty much understand. John Cena is now a WWE champion. My question is, why do they give Cena the belt? It doesn't seem like the right time to give the belt to him.
They suck. Cena, here's the top.
But I just don't get why Cena's won the title. There was no reason for him to win. You might as well keep Miz retained.
Kept it for another month, and then maybe. But now, just say what's happening. He's gonna get a fucking rematch.
Yeah, and we're gonna see again the boring match between Miz versus Cena. But hopefully, Alberto Del Rio will get in there soon, as we've seen, and have a rivalry with Cena for the title.
He deserves it.
Which might work.
He deserves it.
But that really, don't know why that outcome happened.
Unless there's no way he's going to keep it up until next WrestleMania when he has to face The Rock.
But
because he did promise to title.
At least the match was okay, though. The match was okay, but that's all it was.
Well, all I'm going to say, it could have been better if Morrison let go of the cage and been outside the ring. If Cena stayed laying knocked out.
Because he ain't putting over no one, brother.
And if Miz actually done his Gold Crush finale from the rope and pinned Cena and finished the match, but sadly, no. So I'm going to try and keep calm because this is not.
He's been taking therapy for this, anger management classes. So
I seriously have.
Yes. NJ, what are your overall thoughts on the pay-per-view? I personally think it started off very slowly, but there were a couple of times in this pay-per-view where I thought that it was actually okay. But most of the time, I was just bored a little bit by it. It just didn't really work for me. Do you know what I mean?
I will say most of our predictions were right.
Yeah,
thanks pay-per-view.
And that is another thing about this pay-per-view. It was very predictable, apart from the main event.
And the main event pretty much screwed everything up.
Yeah, for you. But for Cena lovers out there, I guess they're going to be partying out on the streets.
You can party, but
I'm not Cena
sooner
lover.
or later, Cena's going to get what's coming to him.
Yes.
And that is the title taken off him again.
But, NJ, I want your overall opinions on the pay-per-view itself. What did you think of the pay-per-view? Extreme Rules. Did it live up to the name?
Well, that's why we got this.
Yes.
Because the pay-per-view...
Yeah. Well, it gets the thumbs down from you. It gets the thumbs middle from me. I didn't think it was too bad. Had some moments in there, but it was very predictable. And with the draft happening, that kind of added to that. And it was just... The draft kind of messed up a little bit, in my opinion. But that's just me, of course. Do you have anything else to add to this somewhat moderate pay-per-view with a really bad ending?
Del Rio, get your hands on the title. And John Cena, fuck you!
Anyway, those have been our thoughts on Extreme Rules, NJ. And if you're done being angry, I'm going to ask the YouTubers a question, if that's okay.
You flipping asked them one.
Yes, all right then. So, guys, we want to know what your opinions were on Extreme Rules. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below, and especially make sure you comment on NJ's reaction, as he does want to know what you think about his opinions on John Cena, of course. But anyway, that has been it from us at the British Fist. NJ, can we do this again, please? That's been it for... Well, we're reunited unlike the core, NJ. That's usually what I say. Yeah, anyway. That has been it from us, and goodbye!